Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Adrian. So for today's video, I wanted to do something a little different. By now, I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that I do have Invisalign in my teeth. I wanted to address that and also explain why I got braces the second time. I got metal braces as an undergrad, and although I didn't need it cosmetically, I did have a little crowding in the front of my bottom row that I wanted to correct. I wore metal braces for about 2 to 3 years, and of course, right when I got them removed, all 4 of my wisdom teeth decided to sprout. They erupted, and they weren't in some weird or awkward position. They just appeared like your third molars. They weren't causing any problems, so I didn't have to get them removed. Towards my 3rd year in grad school, my teeth began to shift. On my bottom row, my teeth were starting to crowd again, and my top row of teeth were starting to pucker out. So visually, it looked a bit peculiar, and it just depended on what angle you were looking at. I had what you would call an overjet, and it prevented me from biting on certain things like sandwiches correctly. I would have to position it in a certain direction just to be able to tear up the pieces. So to correct that, I did have extractions, and I know that's a sore spot for some people. I was leaning more towards the conservative side of things, and I didn't want to have any teeth removed. So bear with me, I did have 8 teeth removed. As you can tell, it was pretty significant, and I had to go under IV sedation. Pretty hesitant at first, however, after talking to my oral surgeon and just weighing the pros and cons and taking everything under consideration, that was the best path forward. So after getting those 8 teeth removed, I was on a liquid diet, and I unintentionally lost 10 pounds. It was a silver lining because I did grow a new appreciation for Jello and applesauce. Sides healed very nicely. It didn't have a dry socket like many people worry about. I heard that it's really painful and it can cause bad breath, but I took care of my sockets really well. I flushed it out with a syringe that my oral surgeon gave me. The actual extraction didn't hurt me at all because, again, I was under IV sedation. And just after waking up, I actually didn't take any of the pain medication he prescribed. I did have a bit of a headache, but other than that, there was no pain at any of my extraction sites, and my mouth didn't feel sore at all. If you're one of those people contemplating whether or not to proceed with extractions, I would definitely go over all your concerns with your oral surgeon, your orthodontist, and your dentist as well, just to see what the pros and cons and the potential risks are. I had a great experience, and that's because I had a wonderful team guide me through the entire process. So some people just have local anesthesia, lidocaine, so it really depends on how many teeth you're actually getting removed and whether or not you're comfortable with just injections or you'd prefer something IV. I would say that if you have a high level of anxiety, maybe lidocaine injections wouldn't be a great idea because you're seeing the surgeon go into your mouth, inject you with the lidocaine, and then actually pulling the teeth out. I did watch some YouTube videos on extraction just to learn more about the process, and sometimes they're not able to pull the tooth out whole. They actually have to cut it up and drill it and take it out piece by piece. So if you have a high anxiety level, I would stray away from that. But again, I know IV sedation isn't an option for everyone, so just talk to your team and they'll walk you through the process. And I'll play it now for you just so you have a better idea of what my teeth looked like with the tray in for the first time. Something else you should know about Invisalign is to get your trays to align. They're chewies, and what you do is you put them in your teeth and you just chew down to make sure your trays really adhere to the shape and position of your teeth, because if you don't make sure they collapse, it'll be a snowball effect and your future trays won't work and align to your teeth correctly. All right, so I'll just walk you through my Invisalign process now. So what happens is you'll go to your orthodontist and they will scan your teeth with iTero, and that's just to get a 3D molding of your teeth where they sent to the company. So this is what the Invisalign box looks like. This is my second one out of 4 and potentially more depending on how many refinements I need after I'm done with the entire process. And you'll see that it has my name on it. This is what it looks like. So I'll have your name, what tray it is. It's convenient, you won't lose track of it, you won't have to write it in. And then your trays. You'll see that I did have, gaps for my 4 bicuspids that were taken out, and to make it look pretty seamless and make it seem as if I didn't have any teeth extracted, I was given this. So this is Aligner Pontics. Matches my teeth color perfectly. Wax looks like this. What you would do is you would open it with this, which you can split the wax so you can put it into your tray and then it'll look like your teeth. Since I do have an overjet, I am required to wear rubber bands. However, I am used to it because with metal braces, I did have to wear rubber bands as well. And it's just these little rubber things. It's really tight, so when it goes onto your hooks, it will really pull your teeth back. When you first start Invisalign, you'll also be given just a tray holder. So it looks like this in front, this is the back, and then this is what the inside looks like, and it's just to hold your trays when you're going out and you decide to have a meal. You don't want to just crumple your trays in a napkin. You are spending thousands of dollars on this, so this is a good and sturdy way just to keep them safe. My orthodontist did tell me about another program. It's called dental monitoring, and what it is, there's an app associated with this, and you can talk to your orthodontist basically any time of day, and every week they'll ask you to scan your teeth. So what you would do is, this is what's in the box, and you would latch your phone to this. I would show you, but I'm recording with my phone. So we latch it into place, and there's also cheek retractors. So this cheek retractor is included. So it's basically what you do at your orthodontist or dentist. They would put this in just so they can expose your teeth by separating your cheeks. So there are magnets on this, and it latches onto this. And then, so this would already be in your mouth, and there would be prompts on the phone directly from the app telling you to scan side to side with your mouth open, closed, and with your trays on or off. And it's just to ensure that your trays are tracking nicely and that you're meeting all your goals. It's a really cool way to just stay on top of things. I do take my own pictures of my teeth. However, this is a pretty succinct program and it keeps everything in the app. Matter that you get braces as a teen or early adult. And now that I've had both metal braces and Invisalign, I can tell you the pros and cons of both. Start with metal braces. Some pros for getting metal braces versus Invisalign is that it is relatively cheap. It's still a couple $1,000s, but compared to Invisalign, you're saving a lot of money. Another really good thing about metal braces is that it's always in your mouth. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to switch it out. You don't have to care for it as much as you would with Invisalign trays. You would visit your orthodontist more frequently just so they can tighten the wire, but then you wouldn't have to do anything extra. If you're into coloring your teeth, there are ways where you can choose different color metals for your metal braces. I've seen different rubber bands. I don't know if that's a thing ordinary orthodontists offer, but I have seen that on people. Some cons with metal braces is that it is obvious that you have braces on. If you want something more discreet, Invisalign would be a better option for you. Visually, people will know that you have braces, and I see no problem in it. As a professional, I did want to opt for Invisalign because it's more inconspicuous. Flossing with metal braces is very difficult. That's the one thing I hated. Even with the flossing picks, it was just so difficult to get in between the wires and just the metal itself. It became a real burden because I did snack a lot in school as well. So after every meal, I would have to like swish with water, mouthwash, floss, and brush my teeth. Something else is that with metal, of course, it's in your mouth. Wires, if it's not sanded down correctly or enough, it will cut into your cheeks. That's one thing I hate. Certain things you can't eat with metal braces because there's metal might actually pop off your tooth and you'd have to make an emergency visit to your orthodontist just to have it replaced. So transitioning over to Invisalign pros, it is clear, so it's inconspicuous. I do have my Invisalign on now, and far away you wouldn't be able to notice. However, I do have attachments on my two front teeth, and that's because I did have an overjet and they need to pull it back, so the trays need something to latch onto. Majority of people with Invisalign don't have these big attachments on their front two teeth, so it'd be more invisible, so to speak. Trays are removable, so you just take them off during meals. There's really no food restriction with Invisalign. So some negative aspects about Invisalign is it is more expensive than your traditional metal braces. So with Invisalign, you do have to remove it with every meal and drinks as well, besides water, of course. So it does become annoying after a while, and I find that I'm snacking less because I don't want to deal with taking out my trays and then eating and then having to go through my whole cleaning routine. And the major things, I believe, is a portion of my extractions, but also the Invisalign plays a big part, is now I have a lisp. I'm still getting used to it. It's been a few days since I've had Invisalign on. My tongue is still figuring out where it should go. The rubber bands are aligning my teeth, so I think my tongue is getting used to that. I read online that this lisp isn't permanent. It does go away. If there is a prominent lisp, it may have already been there before, and Invisalign maybe exacerbated the lisp you already have. After my tongue gets acquainted with the Invisalign, it'll go away. So I am halfway through my journey now, and I do plan on making another Invisalign braces related video. If you do have any questions or concerns, please feel free to leave them down below, and I will address them during my next video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone.